I will be showing you a quick guide on what monkey knowledge points to get and how to spend your monkey knowledge most efficiently. So as you can see right here, I'm on my alt account and I'm level 94. So this is the level that you need to be to have all of the monkey knowledge points that are very important. So you don't have to have maxed out monkey knowledge to have all of the important points. There's a lot of points that don't really do anything and aren't really good. So we're going to be covering the ones that are. And also, I do have some achievements that give monkey knowledge in here. So I did kind of try to work on those. So it might be a few levels past it if you don't have it, but it will definitely be before level 100 that you can get all of the important monkey knowledge points. So let's see what they are. So as you can see, this is where they're spent, and I'm just going to be starting off with the primary. So in the primary, there's two important things in here, this one and this one. Start the game with a free dart monkey and start the game with 200 extra starting cash. These two perks are huge for early game, and they can make stuff like half cash and poppable much easier because you get a massive boost. And they're also very useful for stuff like the races and the boss balloons, actually, because you can greed a lot more. In order to get that, it is a pretty long ways down. You have to spend a few points on the side right here. So I just get these ones because you do need 5 points to be able to go into here, and then 8 here, and then 10 here. I think the 10 one is where you need to put some on the side. But then we can get these two, and we need to kind of go down both of these paths. So this is the first one that I would recommend getting. Well, the first two that I would recommend getting because they're so powerful. After we get that, we want to move into a magic tree. So this is what I have here. I have this one's pretty important. Earn 10% extra monkey money on any difficulty. This stacks up, especially if you get it super early on. So I'll get it pretty early on, and it will just stack up and you'll get a lot of extra monkey money, which is very useful, especially now that more things cost monkey money. The second important one is the mana shield. This gives you basically extra lives, and it can regen if no balloons leak, so it's also really good for greeting, and it's also a pretty good safety net. Sadly, it does not work on Impoppable, but that's alright. In order to get that, we have to go down there. And the last one, this one's kind of optional. You probably want to get this one later because it's not really necessary until you're doing like elite bosses and stuff. There can only be one. This one is used to summon the vengeful true sun god, and if you're not doing that, don't worry about it. You can just get it later and it's going to be alright. But if you do want to do like late game rounds, some more achievements, and the elite bosses, you definitely want to get this one. After we get the primary and the magic ones, I would move over to heroes actually. So for heroes, as you can see, I just maxed out the whole tree. All of these points down to this one and this one as well are really important. You actually kind of can get away without getting these two bottom ones because they do cost a lot, but I ended up getting them all for an achievement because there's one to get that, and you just need 2 extra points. It's not that much, so I ended up getting all of them, and every single one in here besides this one actually gives a pretty good benefit. So like the level 10 reduced cooldowns, level 20, the level 3 gets reduced cooldowns by a lot, which helps a lot. Heroes start at level 3. This one's actually really huge. You can greet a lot more with this one. Base hero reduction, all of these are just really good and they stack up a lot. Especially like these ones down here that give like damage and ceramic damage. You can make your heroes a lot stronger with all of these. So I do recommend getting all of these next. And after that, what we would go into is the military. So military is kind of an annoying one to deal with because you need to spend a lot of points, like 14 points required to get down here. So what I want to do is get this point right here, military conscription, big balloon sabotage, and that's basically it. We're getting these 2 points. These 2 points are very, very valuable, but it takes a lot of effort to get to them. So we just go down these two paths right here. I'll have to spend some extra on the sides, like right here, here. We had to spend those extra ones so that we had enough points for the 14-point requirement to get down. But once we get that, we'll have these 2 points, which are very, very strong. It makes the blimps weaker, and it makes your first military cheaper, which is great for greeting the early game, and also saves a bit of money. So that's a bonus. After we get military, our next one is support. We only have one thing in support, but it is optional if you want to get more, because if you're going to be using some powers, you do want to get the power upgrades, because it makes the powers a lot stronger or a lot cheaper. So, but what we should get, everybody should get, is Pregame Prep. Even if you don't use powers, this does not require any powers to use. You just start with road spikes, which is very good, and this helps a lot on maps that have more than one path, because you get multiple sets of road spikes. So you can cut like 100 RBE straight off on some of the harder ones. So again, if you use powers, like say if you're going to be using the banana farmer, this one's going to be worth it to get, because it makes the banana farmer a lot better. And if you're also going to be into races, this one right here is huge. So if you're going to be using powers or doing races, you might want to spend a little bit extra on this tree. But otherwise, you're totally fine with just pregame prep. And you're going to have to spend another extra one on the side, just get it. So that is good. And after that, the last group that I do is support. So support, we have kind of two things right here. We want these two ones at the bottom here, the veteran monkey training and global ability cooldowns. It's just 3%, it's not much, but it does stack up. And these are pretty just generally useful to have because it's so global, it affects everything. So they're good to have. And then the other good one to have is monkey sell for 5% more. This does not sound very good at the start, but it actually is, especially if you're going to be buying and selling over and over again, and especially in races. This is very good. You save a lot of money, especially because it works on everything. So if you have to, like, if you're in a pickle and you have to sell tier 5, you're going to get way more money back, like a few thousands back, which can honestly save a run. So these three down here, last ones to get, and once you have that, you have all of the important monkey knowledge points, and after that, it's honestly just filling up the gaps. You can kind of look around to see if like you use like the mob maulers a lot, which you should. You like get this point instead of a boomerang or ice monkey point. You can kind of just look around, fill in the gaps, but nothing else is really extremely important. There are some better ones than others, but as long as you just fill in everything, you will max out the monkey knowledge eventually. But if you get the points that I have, your monkey knowledge will be very strong very early on, and that is how you get a good monkey knowledge tree.